When it comes to fitness, one of the first things a lot of people mention is aesthetics based on what they see on the internet or just have seen their whole lives because that's how diet culture works. Is an athletic physique the same as an aesthetic physique? What's the harm in comparing yourself to people on social media? Do aesthetics equal success? We're going to break that down today.
Aesthetics and athletics are two words that sound very similar, but mean very different things. And I feel like this is the biggest question when it comes to like how people want to look at the end of their fitness journey or even during. Aesthetics, by definition, is the word in the world of fitness is a dense, hard, well-defined physique with like broad shoulders, a square chest, great pecs, big arms, a slim waist, legs that are athletic with minimal body fat for the dudes. For the ladies, it's going to mean a wider back and shoulders, that small waist, the taper is what you're really looking for there. You want the strong, lean legs, the good glutes, as well as everything needs to be symmetrical. And that's a big part of aesthetics because everything needs to match. When you are training for aesthetics, your goals are going to be strength training, bodybuilding, or resistance training. Lots of hypertrophy training for that. Your methods are going to be to split your workout plan by muscle groups to allow adequate recovery of muscle tissue between working those muscle groups. So you're going to do an upper-lower split a lot of times if you're going to be training for aesthetics. Because you don't want to burn those muscles out too fast, and you definitely don't want to tear a muscle. The setup for your splits is going to be usually 4 to 6 sets between 8 to 12 reps. Now, keep in mind, aesthetics are built by a pyramid, and that pyramid is nutrition, training, genetics. Actually, it's more genetics, nutrition, training. You're going to put training as the tiny triangle. You can't fight your genetics, and that's unfortunately something we're going to talk about a little bit more in a few minutes.
Athletic body, by definition, means that your body is the most prepared to compete within your sport of choice or in general. While a perfect-looking body would be nice, it doesn't necessarily equate for an athlete on a football field or basketball court. So typically your goals with an athletic body type or composition are going to be performance. You're trying to be the best at what you do. Methods, we've covered a lot of examples of this methodology in past episodes, but this is a mix of several components. Prioritizing compound movements like squats, deadlifts, overhead squats, movements requiring you to use multiple joints at one time.
When you talk about athletic performance, the first thing I think about is Olympic weightlifters. Olympic weightlifters come in literally all shapes and sizes, depending on their weight class. You've got the smaller girls that are coming in at like the 49 kilogram range. You've got the really big heavy lifters coming in at I think it's the plus 87 range, if I believe that's right. They changed them a couple years ago, and I still don't fucking remember how they split it up. But my favorite weightlifter is actually going to be lifting in the 87s at the Olympics, and she's put on a bunch of mass, and she can throw shit around now. It's awesome. And so when we talk about athletic performance, that's what we're talking about. Maddie Rogers is a great example. She used to be a super, she's, compared to now, she's much smaller then. She transitioned from cheerleading and into CrossFit and then found weightlifting and has gone from there. She's put on a shit ton of mass over the last 24 months, and it's been really fun to watch her totals go up because of it. So when you talk about athletic performance, she might not be sweet Jesus God, like totally cut 24/7. Right. You can't see every striation. She doesn't need to. You don't want to. When you're a weightlifter like that, you're basically, you're building a beefy sprinter body.
Yeah.
And instead of sprinting forward, you're sprinting upward and out. Yeah. So you want to do a lot of things that are going to lend to your sport of choice, be that weightlifting, be that CrossFit, be it wrestling, be it basketball, football, baseball, it doesn't matter. You're training for that specific sport. You might not be the most aesthetic, perfect, toned God, but that's okay. If you can compete and do well in your sport, that's all that matters. So you want to engage in jumping and explosive movements, the box jumps we talk about a lot, squat jumps, vertical jumps. Active recovery is going to be a big friend of yours, especially when you're training for athletics, because training for athletics is very intense. You're going to want to walk. You're going to want to do that yoga, meditate, go hiking on your rest days, just get out there and move around a little bit. You can kind of make that athletic body work towards aesthetics for you, but can you really truly have both at the same time? I mean, yeah. It really depends on your goals, though. You can be a marathon runner with some muscle, but being a brick house isn't going to be the best strategy if you're going to try to run 26.2 miles, because you're not going to be efficient. Like, marathon runners are a great example. Endurance people, they are strong. Their muscles are defined. Their muscles are hella strong, but they're not jacked like a weightlifter, because we train in completely different methodologies. Doesn't mean that they're not the best athlete in their game. Doesn't mean that anyone else is less of an athlete.
Their training's different.
Yeah, their training's different, and that's okay. You can have aesthetics and athletics, but you really have to find that balance, and you really need to know where you are in your training to make that happen.
Absolutely. Well, and using competitive running as the example here, you still want to continue lifting as part of your strategy. Like, there is an article in Runner's World magazine, like, strength training is an essential supplement to runner's road work. Ugh, that's a sentence. Because it strengthens your muscles and joints, which can improve your race times and decrease your injury risk. And scientific research backs this up. Incorporating weights into your regular exercise routine as a runner has been proven to increase your speed and VO2 max. Like, we had Chris Whitney on, who obviously is running way more than a marathon. He's running 166 miles for MS. But, like, I'm going to be training again for the half marathon. But it is essential, if I want to improve my time, to continue lifting. Will I be doing the same amount, the same reps, the same amount of weight? No. I don't want to lose muscle because I'm running so much.
Right.
I want to keep muscle so that it like propels me forward and I get to my goal. But if I stop training my legs, like, that's,
you need
that's
that.
not going to be a good idea.
You need that muscle to propel yourself.